Hi everybody, welcome to Otome Tuesday. It is Kaylie, and obviously today we are going to be playing Love is a Game. Now this is a demo from a small independent company, and they currently have a Kickstarter going to fund the production of the rest of this game, as well as a lot of cool extras, and I will have a link down below to that if you are interested. But they messaged me asking me to, play this game, and I took a look at it, took a look at, their Kickstarter and all the stuff going on, and I was really impressed by it, so I thought I would share it with you guys. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive right in. We will make a new game. Oh, so I guess this is our protagonist, Willow Bates. Willow's a pretty name, but obviously we are K-Bups, and I'm not really fond of the last name Bates. Sorry if your name is Bates, but let's see. Pooper Spooper. There we go. K-Bups Pooper Spooper. K-Bups is a recent college graduate who works at a small cafe and lives alone in her childhood home. Lonesome and suffocated by the tedium of working at an unfulfilling job, our heroine found a quiet joy in Otome games. With few friends and a non-existent love life, she has grown attached to the happiness brought by romance novels. Wow. This is getting too real. Alright. So this is the prologue we're playing here. Be careful what you wish for. I glanced at the clock on the wall for what must have been the millionth time since my shift started. Yes, I can go home now. I hurry behind the counter and slip off my apron. You're done? I jump at the sound of my boss's voice right behind me. Uh-oh, he doesn't sound happy. Why does he always sneak up on me like this? Slowly, I turn around and try to smile at him. He looks pissed. Always so quick to just run out. He scoffs and frowns at me. Not this again. Well, I pause as he folds his arms and glares at me. The schedule says my shift ends at 5 p.m. I feel myself growing nervous as my boss glares at me. I just have to cash in my tips, and then I can go home. Here's the cash tips for today. I hand my boss the wad of bills from the front of my apron and follow him to the cash register. He counts the money before handing me back a single bill. This is barely anything. And the tips from the customers who paid with a card? My boss sneers at me. I thought you were in a rush. I'll total it all up later. He did this yesterday, too. Before I can say another word, he turns around and walks away. Ugh, rude. I guess I'll get the rest of my tips at the end of the week. As soon as I walk out of the cafe, I check the notifications on my phone. I'd seen it blinking at work and had a feeling about what it was. Yes! A slight smile spreads across my face. The anniversary story is finally out. It's been 1 year since the release of the game. My excitement fades slightly as I notice the price and realize I'm faced with an all-too-familiar decision. I kind of wanted to grab dinner on the way home. I glance back at my phone. But I've been waiting for their anniversary sub-story all month. Oh man, I have to choose between food and Otome. Well, girl, go ahead and get you a game. You've had a rough day. You've been waiting for it, you want to play it, and, you could just eat ramen or something at home, right? I really wanted to read the story. Just as I purchase the story, my stomach growls. Crap, I have some leftovers at home, right? Finally home. I sit down on my bed with my dinner and start up the game on my phone. After I graduated college, my parents finally bought their dream house on the beach. They were kind enough to let me live in my childhood home until I paid off my loans, found a job, and got on my feet. Since then, this is how I've spent my evenings. Wow, that must be nice to just have parents that, like, just give you a fucking house after you graduate. I'm sure a lot of other college graduates would like to be in the same position. Playing Otome games. My current favorite is the one I'm playing tonight. There's the tsundere, Alister. Idiot, I'm trying to say that I like you. The childhood friend, Jen. Remember, we made a promise. The ambitious Faust. I want to introduce you as my fiancé. Ooh. The flirt, Dimitri. You could let me comfort you. The sweetheart, Milo. I'll be the one who makes you smile. And the cold but secretly romantic Enzo. You've taught me what it means to care about someone. I can't even decide who my favorite is, but at least with Otome games, I can just buy all their stories. I freeze as I realize what I just thought. That's kind of sad. Wow, it's been a whole year since I found this game. I stare blankly at my phone. What does it say about me that this is the only thing I look forward to? I gaze out the window at the now dark sky. I thought after I got out of college I'd have everything together, a great job, money, and maybe I'd even fall in love. The light from my phone screen continues to cast a glow on my bedroom ceiling. But the only thing good in my life right now is this game. Aww. This is getting too real. This is like reminding me of you know, my past experiences with depression. Aw, it's okay. You know, some people get things together right away, or they seem like they do, and other people, you know, it takes a while. We're all different. Just because you don't have your stuff together right now doesn't mean you won't ever will. And look, you got this cool stuffed sea turtle that's kind of leaning over your IKEA cabinet there. You got that going for you. I read the words, "I love you, K-Bups," displayed on my phone. They're not real. My chest grows tight and I look away from the game. The only people that make me happy are fictional. I find myself imagining what my life would be like if I lived in the game, if I was part of their world. I wish they were real. I sigh again and quit out of the game. Yeah, right. I need a reality check. If I really feel this way, I should put some effort into making my life better instead of wishing for the impossible. Oh, what a cute nightie. You're such a cutie pie. I switch off the lamp beside my bed and crawl under the covers. I open up the game one more time to look at the start screen. Good night, guys. Beep, beep, beep. Rays of sunlight shine through the curtains, casting a glow across my bed. I roll over to my side and spot the phone just where I left it. I look at the background, an illustration of all the guys from the game. Good morning. I feel a smile tugging at the corner of my mouth as I remember the story I'd read last night. That ending. I clutch my phone close to my chest. I kind of want to reread it. I'm about to start up the game when I notice the time. It's that late already? I scramble out of my bed, tripping as my feet tangle in the blanket I'd kicked off the bed while I was asleep. Ouch! Typical clumsy heroine shit. I've got to hurry if I'm going to make it to work on time. I shake myself loose from the blanket and hurry to get ready as quickly as possible. I got dressed and fixed my hair in a rush, but I'm still running behind. I check the time again and start walking a little faster. If I hurry fast enough, I should make it. As I shift from foot to foot, I stare at the do not cross light, waiting for it to change. My eyes fall on a man standing below the crossing light on the other side of the street. For some reason, I find myself unable to look away. He readjusts his jacket, tugging at the collar. He looks so cool. He catches me looking at him, and I feel heat flood my cheeks. Oh God, I was staring. I peek at him again out of the corner of my eye. Huh? He's turned his face away from me, but I can still see he's eyeing me, looking confused. Is he trying to appear disinterested? Just as the crosswalk light turns walk, the man hurries off. He wasn't waiting to cross? I watch him dart into a nearby bookstore before realizing that the light has already started counting down. Never mind that, I've got to hurry. I start running to make it across the street before the crosswalk light turns red again. I check the time on my phone. Crap! It's later than I thought, and now I only have 20 minutes before my shift starts. I can take a shortcut. If I go through the park diagonally, I'll get there faster. How many minutes left? I glance down at the time again to see that I still have a good 15 minutes left. Phew, I could definitely make it at this rate. Trip. Eek! My foot catches on something and I tumble forward. As I shut my eyes and brace myself for the impact, I feel something break my fall. I bet it's a hot boy. Oh! I squint one eye open and see a tuft of hair sticking out in front of me. Ugh. I blink in horror as I realize I've tripped and landed on someone. I'm so sorry. I shout an apology as he rubs his eyes sleepily. Damn it, lady! The man flashes open an eye and glares at me. He's mad. Suddenly, I find myself frozen as I stare at his eyes. He looks kind of familiar. Don't you watch where the hell you're going? I'm sorry, I didn't mean... The man has already closed his eyes again, and his lips that were previously curled into a snarl have relaxed. His chest rises up and down slowly with heavy breaths. Is he? I blink and observe him for a second. Unbelievable. He's asleep? I watch him for a few seconds before I'm sure he has actually fallen back asleep. My guilt fades slightly without his imposing glare on me. Who just takes a nap in the middle of the grass? Right, I gotta hurry. I scramble to my feet and begin heading through the park again. What is that? Soft music reaches my ears. A guitarist is playing on a bench a little ways ahead of me. As I get closer, I see a guy standing motionless in front of the musician. Wow, that's so pretty. On a normal day, I would have stopped and listened for a bit, but I feel in the pit of my stomach twist as I calculate how many minutes I have left to get to work. Whoa. As I hurry past the musician, the guy who's listening turns to look at me. Babadom. He's so handsome. My cheeks flush as I catch myself admiring him. But why is he staring at me like that? He smiles at me slightly before turning back to listen to the guitarist. No, stop it! I slap myself out of my momentary daze. I don't have time to be staring at guys. Work starts soon. Once again, I start walking quickly towards the cafe, passing the musician and the dark-haired man. Woo woo! Sorry guys, I can't whistle. Whoa. I whip my head around and see someone leaning casually against a tree. When I make eye contact with him, he winks at me. Oh my God, did you just see that? He winked at me. I see two women sitting on a bench right behind me, whispering to each other as they fawn over the man. I don't have time for this. I tuck my hair back and continue hurrying to work. I'm almost there. I finally reach the street of the cafe. Yes, at this rate, I'll make it on time. A slight smile spreads across my face, and I feel my panic melting away. Just as I breathe the sigh of relief, I overhear a conversation. A man is arguing with a waitress in an outdoor patio seating. I'm sure it's here somewhere. Sir, if you... I wouldn't be so careless as to forget my wallet. He seems quite flustered as he pats his pockets. The waitress watches him with her arms crossed and her lips drawn into a tight line. Yikes, he looks kind of scary. As I get closer, I see that he's searching the same pockets he's already looked in. His fingers twitch with frustration. Poor guy. Before I can think about what I'm doing, I jog up to the patio railing. Hey! Both turn to look at me with slightly confused expressions. Here, I got it. I see that the man has only a coffee in front of him and snatch a 5 out of my wallet. Leaning over the railing, I place the bill on the table. You just got the coffee, right? I don't need... The man seems even more flustered as he watches the waitress take the money from me. She shrugs and heads back inside. It's happened to me more times than I'd like. I try to reassure him, but his brows knit together as he eyes me. I can't tell if he's irritated or embarrassed. Probably a little of both. Miss, at least let me... He starts to talk again, but I've already resumed walking to work. Don't worry about it. I call over my shoulder as I check the time. Oh crap, only 3 minutes left. Wait! I ignore him and pick up the pace, hurrying down the sidewalk. I'm almost there. I slow down as I reach the cafe and lean against the window, trying to catch my breath. Something warm and wet touches my hand. Startled, I look down and see a small puppy jump on my legs, licking my fingers. I think he likes you. He's crouched next to the post where the puppy's leash is tied. A warm smile spreads across his face as he watches the dog. Uh-huh. I reach down and pet the puppy, but it's already lost interest in me and runs back to the man. He chuckles and gives the puppy a good scratch behind the ears. Wow, he's so friendly. Is there something on my face? He notices my staring and looks up at me, confused. Oh, no, sorry. I see my boss glance up at the clock through the window. Excuse me. Oh, hey again, K-Bops. Close call. He stares at me as I brush the flyaway hairs out of my face. He's so antagonizing. I give up on trying to fix my hair. I can't even imagine how disheveled I look after rushing through my hair and makeup and then running to work. Excuse me? Yes, what can I get you? I turn around prepared to help a customer when I see the guy from outside. Oh, yes? As I look at him clearly, I feel something stirring in the back of my mind. Why does he look so familiar? Have we met before? I tilt my head as I try to remember. Is he an old classmate? Maybe I knew him as a kid. Are you trying to pick up on me? He laughs, and I feel a smile tugging at my lips as I watch his eyes sparkle happily. His cheeriness is contagious. Sorry, I must have mistaken you for someone else. I apologize, but the guy waves a hand at me. Don't worry about it. Anyways, I just wanted to see if I could get some water for the dog. And an iced mocha for me. He's taking care of the dog. That's so sweet. Yeah, no problem. I start to ring up his drink. Oh, crap. He's patting his pockets, suddenly looking embarrassed. This guy forgot his wallet too? I'm sure I have it. He's blushing slightly as he continues to dig in his pockets, confusion growing on his face. It's fine. I can start a tab if you like. What's your name? He freezes for a moment, then looks up at the ceiling, deep in thought. He bites his lip. After another few moments of silence, he shrugs and flashes an apologetic grin. I guess I'll just take the water for the dog then. Does he not want to give me his name? I blink with surprise, but grab a bowl and fill it with water. No, he genuinely seemed confused. I hand him the bowl. He takes it and glances at my name tag. K-Bops, what a cute name. My cheeks flush at his compliment. Anyways, thanks. He waves at me before heading outside the cafe and setting the bowl down in front of the puppy. I find myself watching them as he crouches next to the puppy, smiling. Something clicks in my thoughts. Hey, that kind of looks like... I fumble in my pockets for my phone and begin flipping through the saved screenshots. Oh my God. My finger freezes over one of the pictures from the Otome game. It's an image of Milo petting a stray. With a shaking hand, I hold my phone up side by side with the guy outside. I feel my heart stop for a second. It can't be. Before I can think about what I'm doing, I run outside. Oh, hey again, K-Bubs. He stares at me expectantly. Your name isn't, by any chance, Milo? His eyebrows knit together in confusion for a second before he turns to me beaming. Yeah, how'd you know? I take a step back. No, it can't be. Do I know you from somewhere? I can't stop looking from the image on my phone to the guy in front of me. His outfit, his hair, his smile. Suddenly, I remember all of the guys I'd noticed this morning. The cool-looking man at the crosswalk. The abrasive guy I'd tripped over in the park. The easygoing man who was listening to the musicians. The flirty man who'd winked at me. The well-dressed man who couldn't find his wallet. And finally, the friendly guy who got water for the stray. It can't be all of them? Milo looks at me, concern coloring his features. Are you okay? I'm fine. Milo, what is it you do for a living? Oh, He falls silent, and the same confused expression crosses his face. He seemed to think hard about it for a little while. It's weird. I can't seem to... Milo cuts off again, lost in thought. It would be a different case if he said he was unemployed, but watching him get so confused, it's like he can't remember anything. I realize this, watching him struggle to remember his occupation in the same way he'd struggled to remember his name. He can't be the same Milo. He just can't. My mind kept trying to rationalize, but I couldn't argue with what was right in front of me. On the off chance that this is real, do you, I hesitated for a moment before opening the game on my phone and holding it out to him. Do you recognize this? Milo's eyes grew wide as he looked at the screen of the game. That's... Milo looks like he's beginning to panic. That's me, and those other guys. The other guys? He remembers them. Milo looks back at the game. His hands are trembling. I don't know. I think so. They seem familiar. He begins tapping the screen madly, searching for an explanation. He freezes as the game shows a background of an in-game Milo's house. That's my room. It really is him. Milo suddenly looks at me terrified. What happened? I recognize this as my house, but I don't know where it is. My heart clenches painfully at his lost look. I'm still having trouble believing this is real. Milo stares deep into the screen of my phone, looking at the drawing of his room. As I watch him, something dawns on me. What about the other guys? They're probably in the same state as Milo. No real home, no real job, no real money. Milo, I think I can help you. Huh? He tears his eyes away from the game and looks at me confused. We need to go find your friends. I think I ran into them not too long ago. They're here? His expression brightens for a fleeting moment. But what are you gonna do? What am I gonna do? I pause and think about it for a second, realizing I don't even know where to start. Look, for now, let's just find them, and then we can all try and figure this out, okay? Milo doesn't respond as he stares blankly at my phone. He looks so sad. I feel my heart clenching more the longer I watch his lost expression. Milo, I'm gonna help you guys, okay? I rest my hand on his shoulder reassuringly. When Milo looks up at me, he has a familiar smile plastered on his face. Although I'm not too sure whether it's a real smile or he's just putting it on for me, I feel a little less worried. Okay, let's go find them. I left the cafe with Milo after telling my boss that he was my brother and we had a family emergency. I feel kind of bad about lying. Well, the family part was a lie, but this really is an emergency. Although I know how important it is to find the guys, there's a part of me brimming with happiness. I have to force myself to bite back my smile when I think about how they must feel. They have no home, no money, no idea what's going on. I'm filled with worry as I remember how panicked and lost Milo had looked. This must be so confusing. I jump as I feel Milo grab my shoulder suddenly. Hey, K-Bups, I think that's... Milo points ahead of us at a figure exiting an electronics store, and I immediately recognize him. That's the guy from this morning. Just as I'm thinking of ways to approach him... Hey, Faust! Milo shouts cheerfully. I see Faust stiffen before slowly looking our way. He glares at the both of us. Oh, hello, Milo. He crosses his arms, sighing. I don't see why you have to shout, though. Oh my god, it's him. It's really Faust. Faust's attention finally falls on me. Oh, you're the woman who paid for my coffee this morning. Eek, those eyes. As Milo approaches him, Faust stretches out his hand for a handshake. Milo completely ignores this and goes in for a hug. Faust, I'm so glad to see you! Milo tightens his hug around the frazzled Faust as he tries to squirm free. What do you think you're... I can't hold back my laughter anymore and start snickering. What are you laughing at? Yikes. I immediately stifle my laughter as Faust glares at me. Come on, Faust, don't be so cold. She's gonna help us. Help us? Oh, he doesn't know he's really from the game, just like Milo. I open my mouth to start explaining, but Milo interrupts. Help us get home, Faust! Look, Milo, Faust still looks slightly irritated, but as he opens his mouth again to continue, he suddenly falls silent. Oh. My heart thuds painfully against my chest as I see Faust's eyes go wide when he tries to figure out where we came from. Just like Milo. Before I can say anything, Faust regains his composure. I suppose this will give me an opportunity to repay you for covering my coffee this morning. I smile, and Milo pats Faust on the shoulder playfully before we cross the street, heading for the park. Milo and Faust chat behind me as I lead the way, trying to retrace my steps and find the guys I'd run into at the park. Yeah, it's so weird, right? I didn't even realize I couldn't figure out where my home or work or where anything was until I really tried to think about it. Well, Milo's the one doing all the talking. Oh, is that... Oh, wait, never mind, that's not him. I stop in my tracks as I catch sight of a familiar face. I don't even need to check my phone to know who he is. Dimitri! We both shout at the same time. Oh, it's you. His eyes twinkle at me as one side of his mouth twitches up. Ba-dum. Oh my god, that look. That man bun, though. I bite my lip and try to stop the blush that's flooding my cheeks. I already know Dimitri is the flirty type from the game, but experiencing his charm in person is something else entirely. Hello, Dimitri. Milo steps in between Dimitri and I and places his hands on his hips. His mouth curves into a pout as he glares at Dimitri. Are you just gonna His expression falters for a moment, then his suave grin is back as he turns away from me and towards his two friends. Apologies, I was distracted. As he says this, he gives me a wink. Can't the flirting wait until later, Dimitri? We're trying to sort out some business. It's always business with you, isn't it? What Faust means to say is that something's come up, and you need to come with us. Dimitri doesn't seem concerned. In fact, it doesn't look as if he's listening to one word Milo says. He's staring at me out of the corner of his eye, giving me a look that clearly says, "Can you believe this guy?" Dimitri! Milo tugs on his arm, but Dimitri isn't taking his eyes off me. We're wasting time, Milo. If Dimitri wants to be stubborn, then let him stay here. Faust sounds annoyed as he crosses his arms. Faust is right. We can't really afford to waste time. As I think about it, I realize how long it has been since I last spotted Enzo, Jen, and Alister, and start to panic a little. Crap, the longer I wait here, the more likely it is that they've moved on and gone somewhere else. Wait, if this is really Dimitri, the charismatic flirt, an idea crosses my mind. Dimitri, just come with us, please. I wince internally as I force myself to bat my eyelashes and smile at him. Dimitri's eyes widen in surprise before he grins at me. Well, I can't say no to that. Really, Dimitri? It worked. I can't believe it worked. I can feel my heart pounding as I look at the three of them. We continue further into the park, heading back over the route I passed earlier. My stomach twists and knots as I look for the faces I'd noticed this morning. Enzo! Jen! Milo, do you really have to shout? Faust. Always the fun police. Guys, now isn't really the time. I sigh, trying to tune out their bickering as I scan the park for Jen. He was listening to a musician, right? The faint sound of a guitar strumming reaches my ears. Do you guys hear that? Hear what? The guitar. Heart racing, I jog across the grass towards the music, but instead of seeing the guitarist with Jen listening, it's the other way around. He's humming and strumming the strings with his fingers while the musician watches and nods. Jen! The music stops and Jen looks up at me. He hands the guitar back to the owner and approaches me. Hey, Jen! We both turn at the sound and see Milo and Dimitri waving. Hello. Hey, Jen. Oh, hi, guys. What are you all doing here? Apparently, something happened. But she says she can help us out. You have to come with us, Jen. We'll explain later. Jen looks somewhat overwhelmed with all of their talking, but smiles at everyone and shrugs. All right, I'm not totally sure what's going on here, but I trust you guys. He then turns his gaze to me. I don't think we've met. His kind smile makes my heart beat faster. He keeps his gaze on me as he smiles and waits. I'm K-Bups. Jen takes my hand in a gentle handshake. That's a lovely name. It's nice to meet you. Hey, don't go stepping on my turf, Jen. Dimitri winks playfully. Come on, guys. We still haven't found Enzo and Alister. Jen gives me a soft smile and gently pats my shoulder. I can feel my cheeks growing red, but he then sighs and joins Milo in conversation. Where did you last see Enzo again? He was just taking a nap in the grass a little bit that way. I point towards my house, the direction I'd walked earlier, and tripped over him. You look nervous. I'm getting a little jealous. Dimitri is fake pouting with a glint in his eye. Nothing happened. I just tripped over him this morning. You did what? It's not your fault, K-Bobs. It's his for sleeping in the middle of the park. Hey, loudmouths! Enzo glares up at us from under a nearby tree. He huffs, blowing some stray bangs out of his eyes. This is a public park, you know. Maybe try keeping it down. Indeed. Maybe you just shouldn't be sleeping here, then. Enzo! We were looking all over for you. Well, not all over. Enzo groans grumpily. His eyes finally fall on me. Hey, you're the girl from this morning. Crap, he looks pissed. Maybe take it easy on K-Bops. Yeah, she's here to help us all out, so play nice. Play nice. Okay, sure. There's a few seconds of silence before I realize Enzo has no intention of coming with us. Enzo, you should probably come with us. You're sounding awfully familiar with me. Oops. When have you told this stranger about me? No, we didn't tell her anything, but she knows us, and she knows how to help. I can see that Enzo isn't really buying it, but his interest is piqued. Okay, this is Enzo. He seems scary, but you know everything about him. I take a deep breath and face him with my hands on my hips. Look, Enzo, if you want to just lay here in the grass, that's fine, but don't come crying to me later when you don't have a place to sleep tonight. His face suddenly inches away from mine as he glares down at me. It takes everything I've got to return his glare. After a few tense moments, Enzo sighs and averts his gaze. This better not be some trick or something. You'll thank me later. He crosses his arms and rolls his eyes. Yes, only one more to go. You could stand to tone down the excitement a little, Milo. No one pays any attention as Enzo falls to the back of the group, looking sullen. I lead the guys to the street crossing I'd spotted Alister at this morning. So where did you see Alister? He went there. My eyes fall on the bookstore I'd seen the guy I now know was Alister dart into. Why? It's not like he could buy anything without money. Well, he probably didn't really notice right away. Guys, Jen cuts us off and points to the bus stop across the street. Oh! Alister is sitting on the bus stop bench with his elbows on his knees. I check for cars quickly before jogging across the street towards the bus stop. Alister! Hey! Are you following me? Oh, you guys. Hey! You could sound a little happier to see us. He looks totally disinterested. Alister. How do you know my name, huh? I don't really remember introducing myself. That's what I asked. I can't really explain how. Whatever. I could feel myself growing irritated as Alister sighed and rolled his eyes. I'm just trying to help here. Help with what? He just keeps interrupting me. Look, I'm gonna explain to everyone once we're somewhere private. Can you just come with your friends? Nah, I'm fine here. What the hell? I turn to the other guys for help, but they shrug or don't meet my gaze, like they're not too sure how to deal with Alister's stubbornness. Come on, K-Bops. What would convince Alister to come with us? Hey, have you had anything to eat today? Almost as if on cue, Alister's stomach growls. Okay, well, you don't have any money, right? Alister just glares at me. If I offer to treat you to lunch, would you come with us? Hey, what the hell, lady? Lunch for everyone, okay? Enzo's grumbling dies away as I turn my attention back to Alister. He glances at each of the guys as if looking for a signal. Fine. With a sigh, Alister stands up from the bench and follows behind me as I lead everyone back to my parents' house. Wow, you really do know us. Milo leans over and speaks barely above a whisper. You talked everyone into coming with you, which isn't an easy feat for some of them. I can't tell whether Milo is awed or upset by this. His voice sounds a little of both. I get off the phone with the pizza delivery place, cringing internally at the price to feed 6 grown men. Okay, the pizza should be here in about a half an hour. All the guys have made themselves at home, lounging on the living room furniture and inspecting my family's belongings. Can a guy at least get a drink around here? I'll take an aloe juice. Just a water for me, please. Coffee. What type of soda do you have? And I'll take whatever you're having. Guys, I'm not your waitress. You can get your own drinks. Also, Alister. Aloe juice? Really? Jeez, fine. With an exaggerated sigh, Enzo resumes sulking. You've got us all here now. Are you gonna tell us what this is about? All the guys turn to look at me. Oh. With all their gazes on me, I suddenly realized what I had planned on saying sounds crazy. They're right here. They're real guys. Well, my hand twitches nervously as I bite my lip, unsure of how to start. Do any of you guys know how you got here? Where you woke up this morning? What kind of question is that? Just, do you know? Enzo glares at me, then after a few seconds, his brows knit with confusion. I look around the room and see everyone else wearing similar expressions, excluding Milo. This can't be right. I can't remember. What kind of trick are you playing, lady? Enzo, Alister, and Faust are glaring at me. Chill, Enzo. No, seriously, what the hell are you saying? Guys, maybe we should listen to K-Bubs. Maybe we should let K-Bubs finish explaining. Enzo and Alister grumble but fall silent as the guys turn their eyes back to me. Well, I take a deep breath and tighten my fingers around my phone. I know this sounds crazy, but I actually already know all of you, and where you came from. I don't know much else, but here. With the Otome game open on my phone, I show them the screen. What the hell? Whoa. With a shaking finger, I flip through some of my saved images for them. Their eyes grow wider until Alister finally snatches the phone from my hand. This is a mistake. It can't be real. I think it's real, Alister. Don't you remember this? What? That we're all part of some game? That's crazy. I recognize all of this, though. Me too. Do you have a better explanation? As the guys pass my phone around, I realize I've just been listening to their back and forth conversation. Maybe I should give them some space. Oh, should I stay and listen or give them some privacy? It's like I do want to know the juicy deets, but I don't know. I guess I should be polite and do the right thing. Guys, I know this is a lot. I'll give you some time to think, but if you need anything, I'll be in my room upstairs, okay? Thanks, K-Bups. Milo waves and Jen shoots me a smile before they turn back to their discussion. I wonder how they're doing. I can't hear them through the walls and resist the urge to leave my room and go listen. They just need to let it sink in. Seeing the game must have been a huge shock. I'm about to plop onto my bed when I hear a sudden knock at the door. Knock, knock. Huh? Hold on 1 second. When I answer the door, on the other side is... Okay, so this is where you choose your path, I guess. Very cool. So, just for my personal preference, funnily enough, like, I like this top row of guys, Alister, Jin, and Dimitri, and this bottom row is kind of the guys I don't really care for. Oh, cool, it has, like, a little info about each one of them. And I guess their routes, aren't really there yet. Very cool. But yeah, this is really amazing. I'm really impressed by I'm really impressed by the quality of this game, like how good the artwork is, the music, everything. It's like of similar quality of a lot of the really professional like Otomes that, you know, I've bought in the App Store and played on my phone before. And this is made by a small team of people based in Chicago, I believe. And yeah, like I said, they have a Kickstarter going on right now. I think they only have a few days left, like around 5 days or so. So again, I'll have a link down below in the description where you can go and check out more about this game. You can play the demo if you want, and you can donate to the Kickstarter. I'm gonna donate so, you know, I can get a hold of the routes I want to play. But yeah, this is a very cool game. I recommend it to you guys if, you know, you're interested in Otome games. I think it's kind of an interesting twist that it's like a heroine who plays Otome games and her characters come to life. It's kind of a cute little fun twist, and I'm interested in seeing where the story goes. But yeah, so that's it for Otome Tuesday this week. If you guys have any games in mind that you would like me to play, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to, so you don't miss any upcoming Otome Tuesdays. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye!